the PDF that I have out talks about some of these characters. We talk about Ham, we talk about Clove, we talk about Nag, we talk about Nell. And what we see in all of these characters is different stages of frustration, different things that they want, different things that they are getting, different things that they cannot get, and ways that in a similar fashion to No Exit, ways in which they sort of hurt each other, I suppose, right? And what we're going to see in the play is a lot of talking. Now, I'm aware that one of the things that we talked about just this last week was that the Theater of the Absurd is meant to be a play where you feel and you don't just listen to people blather on and on. Yes, but Beckett presents this scenario, he presents the way that these characters interact as sort of a secondary dialogue, right? The speech that they have is important. I really do think it's very important to listen to it and to hear about the way that they talk about seeing each other, not seeing each other, being seen, being heard, being aware of the world being aware of them, right? That is a very important thing. Those are all things that within the theater of the absurd, within existentialism, within absurdism by itself, right? The Camus version of absurdism are all key elements, right? What are we responsible for? Who sees us? What is our relationship with other people? Are we living in their view or are we living in our view? What happens when you have a character like, right, Ham, who is blind, right, who can't see anything and has to rely on somebody else to tell him everything about the world? What kind of anxiety does that give us? So there is that, right? There are good speeches, but when we talk about these characters, what do they want? Let's start with Ham, and we'll do this fairly quickly, right? Ham can't see, he can't stand. He is completely reliant on Clove to move him around, to feed him, to give him the things that he wants, and he still feels as if he is in control, and still, according to the play, he really is pretty much in control. However, everything that he experiences is being done through Clove and through, the voices of his parents, right, Nag and Nell. And so he is reliant on Clove, who maybe he loved once, right? He talks about that, right? That maybe they liked each other at one point in time. It doesn't seem like they like each other anymore. But he has to trust that Clove is going to do things for him and tell him what things, the way things are. And we see that anxiety with him telling Clove over and over, are you sure? Are you sure? Check again. Do this again. Are you certain? Right? And this bullying, right, that he's able to do from the position that he is in of sitting. Clove cannot stand. Clove is certainly able to see. He walks. It's bad walking, but he is the eyes for Clove, or he is the eyes for Ham, right? He goes up and looks in the windows, and he goes and uncovers, right, Nag and Nell as parents in many cases, and then closes them back in, right? He is the one who apparently has the keys to everything in the kitchen, right? He refers to it as his kitchen. We get the impression there's no food left. We get the impression that there is really nothing left, and that, everything's going to end at some point. He is the only one with the ability to actually leave, to go anywhere, right? He's the only character with any mobility, and it is apparent that he wants something. He probably wants to leave. We get the impression that he is not happy there, but we also get the impression that he understands that his whole world is in that room. There is nothing outside of the room for him. We have Nag and Nell, the parents, both of them in their trash cans separated, right? They cannot be together. They reach out for each other, right? Occasionally they haven't had their litter changed, right? and in fact, their litter has been replaced with sand, right? And they're very unhappy. But they have memories, right? They have memories of the before times. They have memories of going to Paris, right? And and riding a tandem bicycle. What do they want? It's hard to tell, right? I think that Nag, as Ham's father, feels as if there is an amount of respect that he is owed that he is not getting. And at one point in time, he does say to Ham that, at some point in time, Ham will call for him and he won't answer. Not because he can't, but because he doesn't want to, right? That is going to be a very important day. Nell is the character we know the least about, but she is also the one who has one of the biggest and most important lines of the play. Nothing is more funny, basically, than the unhappiness of other people, right? Nothing amuses us quite like the unhappiness of other people. It's almost a direct idea that comes from Poetics, which is a text written back in ancient Greece about plays, about theater, right? That theater is all about seeing other people in unhappy situations, right? So that we can cathartically, right, live that trauma through them without experiencing it ourselves, right? Or that it helps us process that trauma that we've had in our own lives. So these are our four characters, right? There is no one else in this play. These are the four, and they are all stuck in this room. Very much like in No Exit, all of the characters were stuck in their one room. Now, could they get out? Well, we do see in No Exit there is a door. It does open at one point in time, and everybody refuses to leave. We get the impression it's going to be similar in this particular play, that there is no reason why a door should not be open. It's not like they're prisoners unless they have decided to be prisoners, right? They could go outside. They just simply know that there's nothing out there, that they might very well die if they leave, right? There's no reason to leave and to go out. But Clove could certainly leave, right? He knows that, he can walk badly, but he can, and that Ham really can't follow. And so if he decides to leave, that's it, right? Everybody would die. And that's sort of where we are with our characters. In this next video, let's talk a little bit about the beginning through the middle-ish of the play and the interactions that we see and what impressions we get in our first sort of few minutes of this play.